Going over to the political part of the podcast, you have Vivek getting thanked by a World War II veteran and goes viral, getting 1 million views in a mere 12 hours. And while many people will call him Vivek, I can't help but think I kind of like his rap name back when he was in college. And it's easier to pronounce for folks that are not great at pronouncing things, which is just Vivek. Which again, I think he got in trouble with Eminem because Eminem is he used to be a bad guy, solve things on the streets, as they would pejoratively say. But Eminem now just cried and said, "I'm going to sue you if you don't stop using my music." Really, Eminem? Everyone knows this should have ended with a rap battle. Eminem versus Vivek. That's how it should have ended. But Eminem is pathetic and he won't do that. So going to the clip actually that went viral. This is posted by appropriately named Kate the Great. Go ahead and I'll play that really quick here. And again, I appreciate the feedback. If you know of a good software where I could play this in real time or an easy software I could post it. Right now I'm using Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve the DaVinci is a software that I'm currently using for editing. If you know something that I could use in production, I've tried a couple, but the camera keeps crashing, so I appreciate feedback if you know of any good softwares, and then we'll be able to incorporate it and make the show better and better. But with the current technology I have today, I'll go ahead and I'll play this really quick.
I'd like to say I'm a veteran of World War II. And what you're saying, the words you're saying are exactly what my generation grew up in. Children, adults stood at attention and crossed their heart when the flag passed by in the parade. School started with a...
It is silly that we have to clarify that was the American flag. I know nowadays we have a myriad of flags that have nothing to do with our country, but back then we had one flag to unite us all because that was the purpose of the United States flag.
Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance.
As they should.
That's no longer going on. There was a loyalty and pride in America. Children were leaving school 12, 13 years old and joining the service to protect our country. There was one country, America. And I like your policies. I love to hear it because it's what I remembered. Thank you very much.
Service to this country. Means a lot. Yeah. Thank you.
You're my hero.
You're my hero. You're my hero. Thank you. From one generation to the next.
Profoundly powerful. The greatest generation, the greatest warriors of all time, the World War II veterans. It's sad. You can hear it you could hear the pain in his voice. Because the United States has fallen so much, not just economically, but morally, in a myriad of categories. The United States has decayed to be nothing but a vestige of what it used to be. Perhaps more appropriately, just a shadow of what it used to be. Because he's right, schools used to have pride. They used to teach patriotism. They don't do that in the United States anymore. In fact, they give kids, or moronic parents give kids TikTok, which teaches them the antithesis, the exact opposite. Other countries proud of their heritage. Public schools, again, a big issue with the teachers' unions. Many issues there, of course. One of them being many of them aren't teaching them the basic morals and values of the United States, such as all men are created equal. Quite the opposite. Schools are actually teaching people to judge them based on characteristics they cannot control, such as their race and where they're from. You should always judge a man not by how he looks, but rather, what are his actions? What is his beliefs? But unfortunately, all too often, those seem to be less and less correlated as people have less and less common these days. And public schools, that is a breeding ground for a myriad of issues. And that's perhaps another great example of the government messing something up. Now, in terms of the feedback, again, it got 1 million views in 12 hours. It got 6,433 likes. Now, in terms of the feedback, Vivek's had a couple are more controversial in terms of, I believe he talked about his ideals or his concerns about, what should the government do with social media intervening with kids, and there's a whole debate there about what the government should do versus parents. In this case, it was overwhelmingly positive. One of the best comments was from Nick Mosher saying, quote, World War II veteran reminiscing about a time when we were a proud nation hits me right where it feels, unquote. He got 9,066 views and 287 likes. Pretty good percentage, getting a ratio of 3.17%. You also have someone by the name of D saying, quote, listen to your elders. It is a very important message that we all need to understand. They've been through things, unquote. Good point. That person got 1,990 views and 58 likes, going up at a ratio of 2.91%. You also have someone by the name of Katerina saying, quote, the elderly always have a powerful message for the younger generation, unquote. This person gets 6,484 views and 70 likes, coming in at a ratio of 1.08%. Lastly, one of the most popular comments was from William Brown saying, quote, can't get much of a better response than that. Good for Vivek, unquote. That person got 4,693 views and 100 likes, coming in at 2.13%. Overwhelming positive responses, and I definitely think Vivek needs to put this in a lot of his advertising. Because for many people, especially when it comes to politics, the board of the political chessboard, you need to get people in the middle, of course. In addition to the traditional base, whether you're raising funds or trying to be the president running on the left or the right. But I think a unifying message will point out that public schools no longer teach these morals and values. They no longer teach patriotism, which used to be a good thing. I can't help but think this is another reason why the United States military can't get the recruits. They're consistently missing their recruitment goals. Now, the military has also become political and is supporting political ideologies, such as the politically charged issue as transgenderism, where you actually have, and these are supposed to be commercials for the military, you have a male in the military doing some social media thing, dressed as a man in the military, and then it does like the screen, before and after, they do like a screen jump, or just flashes to another screen, and it's the same man, but dressed up now as a woman, complete with makeup and many would say a pejorative wig that a lot of people are comparing to woman face or whatever pejorative term you choose. That's what the military is doing now. It's no longer be the best you can be, it's diversity. Where when I talk to my friends in the military, the whole point is you're one unit. You're one team. We don't care about where you came from or who you think. We don't care what country you're from. You're from America now. You're fighting as a single unit. No race matters. No religion matters. You're one unit. And very similar to public school, it's the antithesis being taught these days. And I think this message is very powerful. And in terms of moves on a political chessboard, this is posted by fans. That's almost even better because, of course, you have to. A good thing on social media is not just to have the person posting, but when you have grassroots support, that's another important political initiative as well, or methodology, some might say. But I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people. And crazy enough, people are going to think this is a politically divisive message. Because there are some people who want to inject politics into schools, which, nowadays public schools, I would almost compare them to, 1984 being an apt, appropriate novel for many of these situations. But they're nothing more than indoctrination zones, where they're teaching you what their ideologies are, and they are not what the country used to be. Or many would say, more accurately, what the country should redefine itself as. It should find its roots of what the United States was founded on. We need to dust off the history books and reinstate some of these great lessons, like we have a great country. Will that happen? Time shall tell, but I certainly hope so. Thank you everyone so much for taking the time to tune in today. Also, I know we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take the time to like and comment the video. I really appreciate your feedback, whether you're on the front line of the UAW or in the corporate office at Ford. Your feedback makes the show much more interesting and it's able to make me update the videos with even more data, and it really helps it, I think, make a better experience. And also, the feedback improves the show because thanks to the comments, I realized I need to actually work on my enunciation as well as my articulation and slowing down a little bit when I'm speaking. So together, we're going to make the show together that much better, and I greatly appreciate your participants. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.